This is very, very interesting. I'm already torn, and the title is Sinking Under the Pressure. So there's a lot going on. It looks like marriage, it looks like divorce, it looks like ownership of a property, land, home, kids, child support, alimony, assets, parents, 2 phones, a trap line, a normal line, a secret phone, mirror magic, money, assets, a fraudster, a business partner, a boyfriend, a liar, an affair, a toxic relationship, a toxic mother, a toxic father, a toxic granddad, someone who's been stuck, somebody who's craving a twin flame union, someone who may not realize it yet, but you have really, really mastered your emotions. I want to go straight to the Queen of Cups, and I want to talk about that being the greatest asset position. This is your greatest asset right now, and it's the Queen of Cups. It lets me know that you have beautiful layers of emotional intelligence that have stemmed from something quite difficult. With the center cards being the 7 of Cups in the now moment position, it talks to me about so much things going on in your life. Getting tongue-tied as well. Not only am I getting dragged, yeah, you could be getting dragged on social media, but not only am I getting dragged by the winds, the tides, the water, the currents, the monopoly of it all, the materialism of it all. We've got S.W.A.T coming out in the challenge position. That is the mission, the challenge, the obstacle, and that is Knight of Swords, S.W.A.T. Then in the action position, we have the Death card, and that's with Titanic. It's crazy to me because the Titanic card talks about that lovely romantic story of fighting for that love during really, really difficult circumstances. This doesn't have to be romantic, but it definitely is about fighting for what you love. And either way, you understanding that a death cycle is inevitable. I love this energy because although you're sinking under the pressure, you are indeed getting to the end of a cycle where death is imminent, metaphorically speaking. No real death here, no need to worry, no bereavement, but something's dying. The way in which a relationship has been managed in the past, the relationship, the money, the assets, the business partnerships, the stakeholders, the company accounts, the net worth, the way in which you glorify yourself or others glorify you, the scapegoating, the clouting online, the social media, the statistics, the stats, the management protocols, whatever it is, it's changing, and it's so important. And what is staring at me, which I cannot seem to look away from, is the devil in your vibration and frequency. I'm torn. Because to me, it's saying, look at the devil within. And no one wants to do that. What the hell are you talking about? Hermitologist, go fuck yourself. I'm clicking off now. What the fuck's that supposed to mean? The devil within? Who do you think I am? Lucifer, bitch. Fuck off. Do you get what I mean? That's what I get straight away from you, right? Just playing around. But it's the idea here that we're going to have to take some ownership over whatever is going on. Because it being in your vibration and frequency, it doesn't necessarily mean it's you and your internals, but your psyche's definitely being influenced. Less of the psyche, more of your emotional well-being. With the swords here in the future, you've got to get away from this. Get away from them. Get away from them. Steve Harvey classic. Get away from them. Because in the position of interference, you've got 4 of Pentacles. You're holding on to people and problems that are the real deficiency in your life. And in my head, it goes like, I'll never let you go, Jack. You know, that classic moment where she's going to have to let go of Jack. She's going to have to let him go. He's dead in the water, you know? It's the greatest moment of all. And that's why this is the death card. This deck has been made since 2018. It's such a classic moment. And with this card, although it's not Romeo and Juliet, it frequently takes me there. Because I think of this era and this movie specifically, and I love Kate Winslet and all she does, but with Leonardo DiCaprio as well, it gives me that little Romeo and Juliet edge. So it makes me think about love stories and the rich and the poor, the divide and difference between lovers. So it could be a full-blown affair, could be a marriage, it could be lovers separated, it could be sisters separated at birth, yeah? It could be like adoption, twins even separated at birth, yeah? Very interesting story coming through. But it talks to me about separation and some kind of sinking under pressure. So if you've been keeping lies or holding on to secrets that you haven't addressed, there's got to be responsibility you take for that. And if you're holding on to people that you should have let go of, money that you should have let go of, interesting. I'm looking at someone who's holding on to a whole load of money that they're hodling on, but, and this isn't financial advice, okay, I'm just saying what I see, but that money shouldn't have just been sitting there. I'm looking at money that's just been hoarded. Hoarding money. I can't tell you the reasons for it, but in the interference position, we're looking at a hoarder, and this is normally outside influence. So it's somebody else hoarding money. But for some reason, that's affecting your vibration and frequency. Wow, it looks like financial abuse potentially. Stay with me. This could be investigations by the police or by some kind of financial institution in relation to money that could be hidden or hoarded or undeclared finances and funds. With Bitcoin and finance and cryptocurrency the way it is right now, there could be undeclared finances, and it could be someone's fear about getting found out for fraud or being captured and caught up in a financial situation where you have to hide money, pretend like you have less, or somebody else has a whole load of money that they're keeping to themselves and you're envious or jealous of that. There's something whereby whatever's going on in relation to others and their money and their grounding and what they stand upon, because I'm drawn to the Four of Pentacles and the fact that this man is standing on two of these pentacles. He's grounded on this finance and he's not budging at all. But for some reason, those two grounded pentacles for you keep you in bondage. This suggests investment, stocks, shares, shareholders, company directors, business partners, people that you're tethered to in business. I say that more so as well because the SWAT card gives me busting in, and it's that LAPD, Metropolitan Police, government, SWAT, diving in to analyze what the hell is going on here. And it's about walking away from the unintellectual, yeah? You've got to let go of dead weight. You've got to let go of a business. This is not business advice. Stay with me. I'm generalizing. This is a general reading. Do not lose yourself here, people, because I'm not actually outrightly saying that. Let me finish the sentence, because I'm saying business, relationship, strategic plan, agenda, associates like family, friends, business partners, affiliates, whoever you're connected to, there's something that is outrightly and obviously unintellectual, unrewarding, unbeneficial. When you engage in it, you have the Seven of Cups experience. It's a grey cloud. For the last year and a half, you've had a grey cloud with you everywhere you go. And there is this, I see that this blue ocean energy. I speak frequently about the blue ocean, and I started speaking on that because I got guided to read the Blue Ocean Strategy, which is a book and more so a meaning, a term to refer to companies and corporations that are out beyond the stereotype of a company. When it comes to Blue Ocean Strategy, it's a strategy that not anyone else can compete with. It makes you a cut above the rest. It makes you a unique entity, you have a comparative advantage over your competitors. We're looking at real businesses that can really, really boom. We're looking at Amazon. We're looking at SpaceX. We're looking at Neuralink. We're looking, unfortunately, can't stand some of the issues with OpenAI at this time, but we're looking at OpenAI. We're looking at business, Nvidia. We're looking at businesses, ARK Invest. We're looking at businesses, Google. We're looking at businesses, Meta. We're looking at businesses that's Berkshire Hathaway, Ethereum. Yeah, we're looking at businesses that stand alone, Block, Inc. Yeah, we're looking at Coinbase. Yeah, we're looking at businesses that stand alone and really have something strong to bring to the table. Starlink. When you look at your business model, your career path, your relationship, your home, the interior of your home, your quality of cuisine that you eat for dinner, yeah? You eat a packet of crisps for dinner. And you started to realise other people are actually eating meat and 2 veg every night. At lunchtime, you have coffee and a cracker. Other people are eating a nice fresh salad with portioned out nutritional guidance, with the right amount of protein, seeds, fruit, vegetables, green tea, matcha coffee, who knows? And it's not about stereotypes, and they're very gluttonous, materialistic, posh, snooty ideologies to pull on. But there's a reason, because we're looking at rich and poor here too. Because in the Titanic card, there's a death to a stereotype. There's a death to the way you've been versus the way they've been. And I think it's an awakening in regards to how much are you challenging yourself. Because if you're sinking under the pressure, it talks about collapse. I'm not going to lie. It talks about financial collapse. I want to say financial ruin. I don't want to say bankruptcy, but I've just said it. But I don't really want to say that because it's financial ruin, it's financial collapse. And for some reason, I'm being told time and time again, there's a difference between bankruptcy and financial collapse. So you may not be filing for bankruptcy, but financial collapse is here. Or has been here. Or a situation is present where financial collapse could be the cause. If you are investigated. I constantly see this investigation. You could be really skeptical about moving forward in mission in regards to something business related. I can't dismiss the relationship significance of this. So stay with me because I'm not going towards romance, but I am going to multiple different relationships and the sentiment of relationship. Yeah? Because it's the relationship you have with others that make this significant. Because at the end of the day, in the past with the Hierophant card, You've agreed to something. The Hierophant is a contract, a legal agreement, some kind of morality, a decision being made, a higher order, an executive order, yeah? Some kind of decision, some kind of law, some kind of bill, some kind of contract, some kind of negotiation. Something was agreed upon. But ever since you signed this contract, this sounds horrendous. This is what scares me most about business. Yeah? It's really talking to me about signing a business deal, and ever since you signed that business deal, you've been sinking under the pressure. And Seven of Cups is just here. It's just been a grey cloud, an absolute fucking grey cloud. And ever since then, with the like, you've just been swirling around with that. Although your greatest asset is Queen of Cups, you've been honourable in this situation. You've stuck it out. You've stayed in it. You've done the best you could under the circumstances. But I keep getting that scene from the Titanic. I've got to let you go. You know, I've got to let you go. I've got to let you go. Like, okay, in my head, I keep saying, I've got to let you go. And that's not even the line. The line is, I'll never let you go, Jack. But in my mind, I keep going, I've got to let you go. I've got to let you go. And in the movie, I don't always laugh, but there are times where I laugh because she's like, I'll never let you go, Jack. But you just let Jack go, Rose. Rose. You just let Jack go, and you said you never would, Rose. Rose, I think the temperature of the water's really got to your synapses. Rose, you said you were never going to let go, and then you let him go. Yeah, like, obviously I'm mocking because it's a metaphor. She means internally she's never going to let him go. He's with her internally. In her heart, he's actually dead. It's really a sad scene. It's a moment to cry, right? But the truth of the matter is, you've got to let go of something that internally you know you would have rather held on to. And there's some part of you that will always hold this dear to you. This will always mean a lot to you. This relationship, this person, this money, this agenda. I want to say this agenda. I think you're walking away from a Horcrux of your own design. Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. I get it. I'm going to give you a little bone today because, okay, I'm being nice to OpenAI. I think, but I'm going to cuss them at the same time. Here we go. I'm playing Rose now because I think Sam Altman is really not... Okay, I'm not going to be rude. Woosah, find your words, Queen. It's going to be fine. You don't need to chew anyone out. It's okay, you be integritous. Do not lose yourself in the moment. You do not need to be a gangster warrior in the tech field. Come back down to earth, Hermitologist. Find the nice way. I know you're triggered easily when it comes to OpenAI, but you're going to move through this. Woosah. This is the example I'm going to use for you in relation to the blue ocean strategy I've given you and the water. And I've had to ground myself because I want to cuss a bad word. And I'm really trying to learn. So hopefully we're learning together. That's my coping mechanism. I am divergent, neurodiverse. And my personality style is, I believe, 74% turbulent. So if I don't check it, I'll act a fool. So I believe that Sam Altman creating this hardware device that's kind of mimicking like Apple, and it's called iOS, or it's not called iOS. It's got a weird name to it, and he got that name from someone else who was trying to sell him something, and they were having email exchanges, and they took him to court for copyright. I don't know if they won or not, but I think that Sam creating that device is a stupid move, a very stupid move. I think he doesn't know what he's really doing. He is indeed in the blue ocean, and I can't dispute that he has made the best AI and is the innovator of AI. He's made it to number 6 on Forbes. I'm not going to discredit him for that, of course. OpenAI and its capabilities are incredible, and he made that, so well done, Sam. That is amazing. But beyond the paradigm of that creation, I don't think he knows what he's doing. only time will tell whether or not I know what the fuck I'm doing and talking about. No one's perfect. And we're all learning in this bitch. But I think he's just trying so hard to make deals and make money. I may be losing you guys. If you're still with me and you understand the tech world and big boy figures, stay with me, because I'm ready to speak about the deal that OpenAI done with Microsoft, the Nvidia deal. Like, a lot of things are really starting to get rocky, and things are not going smoothly. And I don't want to crap on any corporation. I won't want to do that. I like to think that I will have a really incredibly successful corporation, and that everyone in the field will get along and will skip around and will all wear daisy chains and dance around with our technology. Naive as fuck, but I don't want to be a hater in the field, but I have to say what I see. And there's not a good evolutionary story for OpenAI and the direction they choose to go in now. And a part of me, if I was on the board at OpenAI, I would rein us right back in and ground us in what we're good at, not just follow fashion. He just keeps following like Tim Cook, like the greats. Oh, Apple's doing that, fuck it, we'll do a bit of that. Oh, Elon's doing that, oh yeah, we'll do a bit of that. Oh, Neuralink, yeah, we'll make chips. Oh, genetically modified newborns, fuck it, we'll do a bit of that as well. Fuck it, iPhone's the greatest thing, yeah, let's do some kind of competitive tech. He doesn't know where to go with his own creation. That's what I see, and that's my shamanic, futuristic eye. He don't know where he's going with what he's got. He doesn't even understand what he's got. A lot of people don't even understand what's going on right now in the field. And it's a situation of, I think you don't really know. Or, hold on. I'm not coming for you, because you clearly do know. But you have to own that maybe they don't know. You have to cut your losses, because you're holding on to something that you've got to let go of that's not going to work. Economically for me, and what would be wise for me, is for Sam Altman to go down the line, start producing this dumb piece of tech he's making, and him get it all the way out the gate and keep churning out billions and millions in it, and it just flop and fail. Fantastic, that's great for me. He's just showing himself in the field to what he's going to become. It's going to give me more leverage when I do get up there. Same with Microsoft. He's fracturing relationships with Microsoft. Let him keep going down that lane. He's claiming he's going to do the Stargate stuff. They've invested a lot of money in that, and Oracle's up on that as well. There's billions up invested in all of that. I've got severe interest in that whole arena. Fuck it, keep going if you know the way, sir. I'll sit back here, keep building my shit in silence, even though I'm incredibly loud. And you'll eventually crumble and fall to the floor, and then whatever's left will be available for cheap. Go on, fuck up the place some more. Because you don't seem to be, like, what I'm seeing and what you're seeing are so fucking different. Because if you were seeing what I was seeing, you would never do what you're doing. And this is where intuition comes in. It goes, who's the smart one in this? Who's the smarter one in this situation? How well is your futurism, hermetologist? How good is your eye? This is the cunning me. This is the hermetologist me. This is the CUNT me. Because I'm like, whoa, if I'm going to be in this big boy arena and big tech field, if we're building big boy tech, I should say big woman tech, we're just playing around. And you've got me deep in the mind, because you can't pull me up on a tarot reading and start bringing in blue ocean strategy and expect me to sit here and be a chill shaman reader. You're going to drag me to the cyborgation of the conversation, and that's where we're at now, guys. Yeah, SWAT's out, come on. And then we've got Titanic in the middle of the ocean. Come on, well, where else are we going to go with this reading? I am the reader here. I'm projecting. This is my perception. Yeah, go to hermitology.me, see what I do for a living. There was only one way this reading was going to go. We're sinking under the pressure, and it appears to be corporate related. Business idea. If we bring this down to a smaller level, okay, because we can talk about small businesses, SMEs, yeah, smaller medium-sized enterprises that are potentially struggling at this time, is talking about whatever business you've built for yourself. I want to be so mean today. Like, I'm glad that I'm being really thoughtful of what I'm saying, because I want to say there's so many small businesses that I see out there, and obviously I'm a researcher. I've been doing research for years and years and years, and I've gone into the field and ethnographically got involved in all these different fields and tested different things out myself to a certain degree, but I didn't dive in and start building a nest egg, a whole life and a career, because I needed a sample size first. I'm very much about the sample size. I'm a researcher. So everything I do, we start with R&D. You don't move forward in business without a stable ground in R&D. Yeah? Go and look at hermitology.me. We're just kind of it's 10 years on since I started my R&D, really. And only now I know where I'm going for the rest of my life. And when I started my R&D, one of the earliest things I said is, I'm building a lifestyle, not a career. I don't want a career. I'm not trying to tether myself to my corp. And for a while, 22, 23, 24, I was trapped. I was really, really trapped. Like, what is this life? All I did, at one point, when I was at the height of innovation, 22-hour days I was working. I didn't do anything but work. I didn't sleep. I was just go. To look back at it, it's one of the most fantastic times of my life, to be able to build hermitology, to just see the first time I finally saw my creation come together. It's the beauty of that. It's when you find yourself. I found my destiny. I found my life. As a researcher, a philosopher, you study, you connect the dots, you do the statistics, you do the numbers, you run the analytics, and eventually the findings, the results come in, and you see, is that highly significant or not? Is that the way or not? And boom, you discover self. I'm talking to someone who went through a cycle like that. You made a discovery, and what you did do is you signed on the dotted line. And actually, I do want to say a little bit, shoot me down in the comments, but you may have signed a deal with the devil, or signed your soul away. I could be connecting with an influencer who sold their brand and likeness for coin. Yeah? I always talk about when I see influencers sign deals with companies and become brand ambassadors, or get contracted to do certain kind of ads and stuff that they don't want to do. And you're tethered to a company for a year and a half, or a brand for a year and a half, and then you end up hating the executives that you're working with, the business partners you're in the deal with. You've probably already spent all the money, you got paid up front for it already, you blew through the fucking cash, and now you've still got a year and a half to sit with this motherfucker that you can't stand. It's bare, and you're getting, I want to say, bare bones, bare minimum. You get nothing back in return from this. Someone invested heavily in something, and you're, fucking hell. Sorry, guys. I'm very interested in energy today, I'm not going to lie. But take it as it resonates. Whoever this is for, fantastic energy coming through. Because I'm very biting my tongue, not trying to be an absolute bitch. I didn't tell you at the beginning, I'm the Hermitologist. I'm a clairvoyant, intuitive reader. I'm using the TV tarot, which are my own personal decks. Titanic is the Death card. The S.W.A.T card is the Knight of Swords. Rider-Waite Tarot in the middle. And I just channel. I come on and I let myself be one with the energy, okay? Because I'm clairsentient as well, so I just pick up on the vibration. I've done other readings today, and none of them have been like this. I'm fiery at the mouth. I've got a lot to say. I want to diss. I want to just outrightly start cussing companies and cussing things that are not right and not okay and not working. And there's multiple different things that are just fucked up here. And it's like a situation of, I'm going to be you now. Okay, so let me just go into the energy while we're here. I'm holding on to this shit. I'm holding on to this shit because I can't let go of it, because I've invested so much money into it. I've invested so much time into it. What the fuck am I going to do now? Just throw it in the bin, let fucking go of it? No, I can't do that. I need it. Yeah? Someone's fucking irritated. Yeah? This is your energy. If this is you, hit the like, share more in the comments, because I'm channeling someone who's fucking fed up, sick and tired, and you know you're chained. You know you're absolutely chained to this. And at the end of the day, some of you, this could be related to legal or law, or there's ramifications. It's a contract that you can't really get. A new contract, a contract you can't get into, a contract you can't get out of. Either way, you are getting out of it, because look at this. When we go to the future, Five of Swords, shit. It says to me, you got to put your integrity down. That's why I said shit, because I'm like, I don't like to tell you things that I don't necessarily agree with, but I'm going to put my opinion inside and just be a reader for a minute, because the Hermitologist has a lot of opinions. But just as a reader, yeah, or Louise Amanda Allen has a lot of opinions. The Hermitologist just needs to fucking read. The truth of the matter is, your integrity's down and you win. It's when you make them make the choice, yeah? You give them an ultimatum, and the ultimatum is clear and strong, and you make it abundantly clear where you're at and what you're standing with. You're sinking. And somebody needs to know that you're sinking, and someone needs to know you're sinking because of them. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to put your integrity down, because you're being humble. You're being morally just. You're letting this thing slide. Actually, you could be the SWAT in the situation. Maybe you need to say, right, I fucking investigated this and I've just discovered A, B, C, and D. So the truth of the matter is, moving forward, we can't have A and B. We only need D. E's got to go. So whatever E is, it's out. Whatever A and B is, it's also fucking out. So what are you going to do about that? Are you going to fuck off and leave and walk away with A and B? Or are you going to walk away with E? Where do we go here? Because this is a non-negotiable situation. And this is the line. Yeah? And then two people walk. The issue walks. The chains are removed. I would be interested to see this in a follow-on reading, which we don't actually have. If I get 4 comments that say part 2, I'll do a part 2. 4 likes and 4 comments. Because we ain't got no traction over here right now. But we get 4 likes and we get 4 comments saying part 2, part 2, part 2. We'll come back and find out what else has gone on in this story, because I'm definitely intrigued. Because what it's saying to me is there's going to be a major shift, because people are walking. It feels like the devil will leave. This 4 of Pentacles will leave. And the Queen of Cups will be a nice, clean energy. A new opportunity will come for you. Things will open up. You'll start to see the blue ocean. Your life will change, because at the end of the day, at the end of the movie, Rose goes off and she tells her story and she goes back to live her life. Do you get what I mean? We didn't even get to see what happened to Rose after she was saved. We only saw her 100 years later coming back to tell her story in her old crusty days. Do you get what I mean? The whole in-between of Rose's life. I wonder if we would like to know that. Because that's just one story. This is just, that's the point here. Oh, bless. What a beautiful way to leave this reading. The divine has really got your back as well. Bear that in mind with that devil energy coming out. You've had to carry this devil around with you for ages. So this demon, this burden, this stress, this anxiety, the stresses from the other people, the negative influence of the other people, the bare bones, the bare minimum that they bring to the table. But the truth of the matter is, the divine's going on the way out of the door here. They're simply saying, this is just one element of the story for you, because Titanic's a great story and this is really significant for you in the now moment, but at the end of the day, yeah, this character does die and Rose does leave and be saved, and it is a beautiful love story, but Rose lives the rest of her life. And has many. This was one night. This was a 24-hour window. This was a short stay. This was just one moment in time. This was just a blip in time. Yes, fantastic. Yes, an incredible story, but it's just a blip in time. There's years and years and years and years and years of memories and other stories. Yeah? The names Rose could be significant. Jack could be significant. Leo could be significant. Kate could be significant. Yeah? James could be significant. I think we're going to leave it there, guys. I hope that made sense. It's a really interesting corporate story. And it's about you breaking chains and honing on your business. Did I carry on speaking about the small businesses, or did I swerve it? Because I was meant to bring up an example of small businesses, but I'm repeatedly trying to watch my words. So just to sum up, just to make sure I did go somewhere with that, really simply understanding different business mechanics and some of them not being strong enough to withstand the storm. And I went off and I started speaking about R&D, didn't I? I made it all about how R&D is the first step in any great business and establishing a business that's sustainable. And so many businesses that I see, they don't come forward with R&D, they just come forward with an idea. What gets me more than anything else, like I said about the Sam Altman, some people just have the privilege of being rich and wealthy and abundant. Some celebrities, some influencers, no offense, because they work their asses to get to where they're going, but they get to where they're going and they have all the kind of prestige and the privilege and the access and the network and the means to get the money easily, and they just get funded for shit. They get funded for stuff that has no other I want to say no longevity, no step up, no progressive route, no long-term business plan. They haven't got to do the work. They haven't got to do the work because their brand and their image and the image in their niche is enough, and they sell and they go and they make a nice chunk of change. Not all of us have that privilege. Not all of us walk that line, yeah? So it really does cut, and we're removing any other connotations of privilege here, because we're just, and it's not a negative situation in this example when I say privilege, so don't get be in your bonnet over it, because I'm literally just saying, you, like the collective I'm referring to, and the celebrities and people that have built brands for themselves, they've accrued that privilege for themselves. They've built their brand. Like if you're an influencer and you've got 1M and you get deals and stuff, you built this. It wasn't easy to build that 1M. Do you get what I mean? You build your numbers on social media. That took time. You built it. You're a brand ambassador because you've got a decent following on a social media platform. Well done. That's not an easy thing to do. Do you get what I mean? But it's the situation of what you then go on to do with that. You bring out like pink sauce or a bonnet line, a wig cap line, wigs or makeup or perfume or eyelashes or something like that. There's still this limited capacity. For example, stock's going to sell out. It's only a seasonal product. Distribution's off. Something was wrong with a product. A lot of them broke in during delivery. Like, it's the little things that we didn't do the R&D on that make it impossible to get a sustainable long-term return on that. And it's that short-term gratification, that short-term win. That's my point here, and that's the message I'd rather leave you with, because you're sinking under the pressure, because you're getting instant gratification, you're getting short-term wins, you're getting clout in the moment. So if you're a brand ambassador or working with someone who's got influence and deals and contracts, you're signing people who have got image. That's nice for that image and that collective, but there's more money out there. Only time will tell how well what I'm saying is true. And go and read Blue Ocean Strategy and then get back to me and let me know what you think. Buy it, start reading it. I will indeed recommend it. I don't often say buy stuff over here, but I will say buy Blue Ocean Strategy, the book. And let me know how you feel. Because I believe 10 years from now, my net worth and my financial standing is going to be incredibly different. And it will be because I chose to take a R&D route, a really long, strenuous route, a route that's put me under a lot of pressure, and I prevented myself from accessing a lot of quick fortune or quick abundance because I wanted something that would last the test of time. And I didn't do it for material gain. I didn't do it to be famous or on the ladder or up there and blingy and rich and fabulous. I didn't do it for that. As much as I can act clouty when I want to and flex, that's just ego talking. But I did what the findings said. I stuck with the R&D. I stuck with the original hypothesis. I stuck with the question that was true and most pure to me. I stayed with my morals. I stayed with my integrity. Okay. And that's where I get this kind of feeling from you, whoever I'm connecting with the Five of Swords in the future position. For some reason, your integrity wasn't tethered to your mechanics, your business development, your R&D. It became tethered to people that presented as significant in your world. Your partners. I wanted to say your COO, your CTO, your C-suite, your co-founder, like your asset lock, your network, your bullion, weird things to say, take it or leave it. But it's like you're locked into something very specific, and it's a ratio, it's your degrees of freedom. Go and look at some of my earlier publications and see what I refer to when I talk about degrees of freedom, hermitology.me, and there's talking pieces about it on Hermitology Tales. Just rummage around and assess where you've made a mistake. Like I said, in around 2022, 23, I was at the height of innovation. 22-hour days. Heaven I was in. I was free. I was alive. I was existing. I was going through a lot of personal trials and tribulations, don't get me wrong. I was in therapy. I was having meltdowns, crying. I was struggling. I was mentally taxed out and drained because my brain was doing numbers and things I've never seen it do before. But my innovation was alive. My belief, my mission, my clear sight was active. And I was building my wildest dreams, and my moral and integrity were tethered to that. Since then, things have shifted and changed, and we've evolved, and things have calmed down because the bulk of what needed to be built has been built. But now, that feeling shouldn't dissipate. It doesn't need to come back to the level at which it was, but I should never disintegrate and become sunken or lost or empty, or the creation that was then shouldn't be meaningless now. And I'm connecting with someone who, because of what's come in after that, because you've done this amazing thing and you've immediately gone out and got money for it, instant gratification for it, shared it with someone, got signed on the dotted line with others for it. You've brought people in on this. And this was yours. This was your thing. You were meant to go a very specific way with this, and you didn't. You went their way. You went with them. And you relied. It gives me someone who chose to work with influencers or other socialites or rich people, people with accommodation and esteem, people, I want to say bigwigs, people that have got the clout or the it gives me like Warren Buffett in my head as an example. So instead of going on your own with this, you decided to go to like a Warren Buffett in your eyes, yeah? So you decided to work with two kind of Warren Buffett figures. Like you've gone to Warren Buffett and Bill Gates instead of going off on your own, because listening to them and working with them would give you more prestige, or you trusted them more than you trusted yourself. And that's where you lost. Because did you hear the story when Warren Buffett advised Bill Gates, or did he advise Russell or Richard Branson? I'm getting lost. Someone would have been way richer if they didn't listen to Warren Buffett's advice. That's what I'm saying. Because Warren Buffett said, no, don't invest in that. Or do invest in that. Or diversify your portfolio. Warren Buffett gave advice to either Bill or Richard Branson, one of the two, Bill Gates or Richard Branson. And as a result, they lost out massively. You're in a scenario like that where you continue to lose out because you're tethered to two people who are a crutch. in your assets. And we're going to leave it there. Love and light, collective.